Hey guys, it's Zack, and today I'm pretty excited because I get to share my favorite app with you called Blinkist. Okay, great. So, what is Blinkist? Blinkist is a service that provides you thousands of convenient, in depth summaries of the best nonfiction books out there. The summaries are about 15 minutes long and are available in both text and audio formats. And if you're lazy like me, you'll really appreciate the audio format. So the big problem nowadays with most people is that they just don't have enough time to read all the books they want to. And that's why I really love Blinkist, because it's one of the best summary services out there. Now, how do I use Blinkist? I pretty much use the audio summaries whenever I'm on the road commuting to work or to a friend's house. Also, I sort of look forward to doing chores now, such as, doing laundry, the dishes, going grocery shopping, or mowing the lawn, because I get to listen to a book and learn something new. A pet peeve of mine is wasting time, so this does the trick. Whenever I find myself wasting time or bored, I just pull the app out. But more importantly than anything, the second way I use Blinkist is to preview and screen my books to see which ones I'm interested in reading later. These summaries offer great detail, but they also allow me to make a better assessment whether or not I would like to buy the book and really dig into it. So, to further illustrate this, have you ever read halfway through a book and realized that most of it is just filled with fluff? Or wasted your time on a book by finding out that it's just not what you thought? Or maybe became frustrated on deciding which book to read next? Kind of when you're browsing Netflix where you spend more time searching for a movie than actually watching the movie. Yeah, that's pretty much me. But Blinkist solves all these issues. No more disappointment from buying a book based on hype or finding out that it's just a bunch of fluff with no substance. Now, is Blinkist worth it? I would say that the amount of time and energy that this app has saved me is far worth the money. I've recommended this app to nearly all my friends and family. If you read a lot of books, or if you want to read a lot of books and you just can't find the time, then I think this app is a must. It really helps you build momentum and excitement about reading and all the different possibilities and information out there. The learning opportunities are endless. Learn about the best books and experts about how to read faster, or maybe you want to improve your memory, how to create a startup, make money online, build muscle, take control of your health, investing. So let's go ahead and log in. Here's my credentials. Logging in. No. So there's my goofy mug right there. Okay, so right up at top, as you can kind of see, the whole interface is a nice, clean, minimal interface. Up at the top, you have the Blinkist logo. That's your home, so you click it, you go back to this page right here. Now, here's the search function, and you can search for your title and author. That's pretty handy. So if you want to say, Tony Robbins. So they have, oh cool, I didn't even know they had that. That must be new. So they have Money Master the Game and Awaken the Giant. Awaken the Giant is one of Tony's most popular books, so you can search for that. Here's a little synopsis. You can add that to your library, send it to your Kindle, buy the book if you want to. Actually, I'm going to add that. I'll read that later. So the next one up here is Discover. Now this is really cool. You can kind of see what categories, science, health and fitness, marketing, sales. Here's my personal favorite: personal growth and self-improvement, communication, social skills, mindfulness and happiness. I think they just added this one. Psychology. You can get the gist. And I think if you sign up for a free account, you don't have access to the summaries. You get a free one per day, but you get to actually see you get to explore what kind of books they have to see if it's worth your time or whatnot. So let's go to the next one, library. So here's everything that you picked out. So I just added this one, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. And so here's all the books that I've been meaning to read. Awaken the Giant Within, The Miracle Morning, The Mouth of Marketing, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, Will It Fly. So let's go ahead and dive into one, and I can kind of show you the summary, kind of like what you're going to get. So let's go to Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant. Again, pretty clean and minimal. You have the play button right here if you have the audio summaries. What's in it for me, blah, blah, blah. So off here you have home, you have, this is where the chapters, they call them blinks. So right here it's made out of about 10 blinks. So you can go ahead and play this. I'll play the audio version.
Anthony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. How to take immediate control of your mental, emotional, physical, and financial destiny. Do you want to change your life, but find it hard to commit to your decisions? As you go through life, do you tend to believe that the cards are somehow stacked against you? In Awaken the Giant Within, you'll learn just how important decisions and beliefs are to bringing about positive change and becoming the person you want to be. With characteristic insight and clarity, motivational speaker Anthony Robbins demonstrates the control that each of us holds over our experience of the world, and therefore over our happiness.
You go up here and you can skip around if you want to. Here's the second one. To change your life, focus on making and committing the right decisions. Scroll on to the next blink. Next blink. So there, it's pretty thorough. They do a pretty thorough job. Let's go back home. Oh, I wanted to show you. Okay, so you can change the lettering. If you want it bigger, you can change it bigger. That's where we're at. You can change it smaller if you want something smaller. Let's go back to where we were. Okay, let's go back home. So that's on the desktop. The mobile version is pretty similar. So now highlights is something pretty cool. So in all of these, let's go back to, so right here, if I wanted to highlight that, I could highlight, and I have it highlighted. So let's make another highlight. Let's say I wanted that to be something important that I wanted to remember. So I have two highlights, and when you go home and you go to highlights up here, those two highlights I just made are right here. I mean, this is pretty handy. All your highlights are in one place, nice and neat. How do they hold up to the original? I think most of the summaries do a pretty good job at capturing the original book. I would say that a lot of the books out there nowadays contain a lot of filler material just to sell books. However, there are a few books out there that you will want to read the full book. Other than that, the summary does a pretty good job at crystallizing the important points. There are going to be times where there will be important details that were left out of the book because some books are just jam-packed with ideas that it's impossible to completely summarize everything in 15 minutes. But nevertheless, it gives you a great idea whether or not you would be interested in reading it later if you were to buy the actual book. So one example of this would be, of a book like this, would be the summary for Jack Canfield's book Success Principles, where in his book he has 68 ideas that make somebody successful. To provide a detailed summary on this just isn't feasible for this type of book. Now, most other books out there, like The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod, or The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, or The One Thing, you can get a pretty good summary where you can easily apply their teachings to your life at the end of the summary. I've noticed one minor downside about summaries. When you read a whole book, you tend to remember a lot of the principles because you spent more time reading it. This is called immersion time. With summaries, you're only immersed 15 minutes or so So the memory doesn't really capture everything. And this is just the nature of summaries. But I think that's okay. I typically fix this by listening to the summary again at a later time, or I jot down notes and review them later. So, and maybe kind of tie in like how I personally can apply it to my life. That way it's something more meaningful to me. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make is they get great advice from books, but they don't really brainstorm or envision how they can apply it to their life. So they know it well, technically on paper, but not in relation to themselves. So let's go ahead and dig into the pricing tiers. Blinkist has 3 pricing tiers. They have the free version, $0 obviously, and this is where you're emailed 1 free random book summary a day. They pick it out for you. You don't have a choice. It's pre-selected, but you can browse the list of books to make you envious, but you won't be able to access the actual summaries. But you do get that free summary a day. The next plan is the Plus plan, and that's about $50 a year. And you'll be able to access all the summaries in text format. However, you won't be able to access the audio summaries. So that's where the next plan comes in, the Premium, and that's about $80 a year. And you get both text summaries and audio summaries. And this is the one that I use and recommend if you want to learn on the go and make the most out of your time while traveling and doing chores. And also with this plan, you can send your summaries to your Kindle. That's pretty handy. And save highlighted portions of your book. Also pretty handy, as I showed in the video just a little bit ago. So now the price really isn't that much if you think about it. Depending on what plan you get, it's about $4 to $8 a month. And for how much information and how much time you're saving, to me, it's a no-brainer. Now, to help you guys out, I've contacted Blinkist, and they were nice enough to give me a 20% discount to give you guys for a limited time. So instead of the $50, you'll be paying $39. Instead of the $80, you'll be paying $63. I think it's a pretty sweet deal. So if you're seeing this video at a later time, the offer still might be available, but just double check the link below to see if it still works. Now, I'll show you pretty quick how to get the discount. All you have to do is just scroll down and go through my link below in the description, and you sign up, and then you apply the discount code. You click discount code and type in Flex Your Brain with no spaces or anything like that. And voila, you got 20% off. Now on my website, some people were having some issues with the code, and I found out that they weren't going through the link below. So just an FYI if you run into that same problem. Now if you're still on the fence about getting it, they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee with no questions asked. So just test it out for a bit, and if you don't like it, just send them a quick email and ask for your money back. And that's it. It's really that simple. Or you could read all the books you want for 30 days and then cancel and get your money back if you want to go the lame way and try to game the system that way. But no, I'm just joking. So hopefully, this Blinkist review helped everyone gain more insight on it. It's really a great app. It's one of my top recommendations and top picks. I've been paying for this thing for about 3 years. And I think anybody who loves learning about new things will instantly fall in love with it. So if this review helped you, hit me with a like, subscribe, so I know to produce more content like this. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.